Hello everyone, welcome back to Ravenwork Plays. I'll be just kind of going through Scarlet Hollow. So I've already done a playthrough of the first 2 episodes, but I really love this game in anticipation of whenever episode 3 finally does get released and is playable. I really wanted to revisit this, especially with different traits, just to kind of get a different experience of the overall game. So I'll be diving right in, but before I do, remember to leave a like if you liked it, a dislike if you didn't, and if you had any questions or comments or just wanted to say something, feel free to pop in the comment section. So without further ado, here we go. Your name. We'll go with the same one. Let's go with Raven Rook. Live in the city of, let's go with my parents' hometown. And let's go ahead and keep it in him. Alright. I want mystical and street smart, I think. No, I want mystical and so hot. Let's do that. See what happens. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and still exhausted. For a moment you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and seedy depots that felt unsafe, even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl Ann Scarlet, your cousin's mother, and your aunt seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Fortunately, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So anyway, as I was saying... Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. Yeah, I remarked on this the first time I went through this game, but the writing is phenomenal in this game. So I'm looking forward to reading it again. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff, you know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Wait, what? Dude, what's wrong with you? Hell yeah, sounds awesome, or remain silent. Dude, what's wrong with you? Pushing joggers into the harbor? That's awful. What if they drowned? Yeah, I was such a shithead back then. I'm still a bit of a shithead, but hey, nobody's nerfed. I like that. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was gonna call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound out hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like, for real, and geez, you ever just get so mad you want to, like, kill somebody? Honestly can't say anybody's ever tried to break up with me. Feel like killing someone right now. Let's go with my unique option. Honestly can't say anyone's ever tried to break up with me. Yeah, I should have known I'd sound a little unhinged to someone like you. But if anyone ever does try to break your heart, you might be surprised by how it changes you. I honestly could have killed that woman. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. This guy. Seriously, what the hell is wrong with you? That's interesting. Smart move. Get out while you still can. Yeah. Your girlfriend is giving birth right now, and you're thinking about ditching her to go have fun in New York after she tried to break up with you and you threatened to kill her. Hey now, I never threatened to kill her. Okay, maybe over text, just a little, but fatherhood is scary. Right, nice excuse. Plus, her mom is there, so it's not like she's alone. Her mom doesn't like me much, so I'd probably just make things super stressful. I can't think of anyone who does like you all that much. She'll understand, she's chill. Anyways, where'd you say you were headed? I've been called back to my ancestral home. Yeah, we're going with that one. I've been called back to my ancestral home. My mother fled from her destiny there many years ago, but now that both she and her sister have departed from this world, I can feel it calling me back. Interesting. So the mystical side might give us more insight into the deeper underpinnings of this overall narrative. I'm looking forward to that. The young man anxiously shifts in his seat. For one perceptible moment, it's his turn to feel uncomfortable before he catches himself and heartily laughs. Oh, you must be talking about Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in the mountains. That's the only other stop until this bus turns around, so if you aren't getting off at my stop, you must be headed that way. Almost nobody ever goes there. I'm usually alone on the bus by now, though actually. I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Holler, you see? And there's always a job listing or two on the boards around here. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook, see how they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die. Wow. He looks back at his phone, for once focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. So I also love, the t-shirts that the characters wear. All are kind of in line with their basic character traits. They just like perfectly fit. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Tip, sometimes picking a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. Yeah. I'm actually allergic to peanuts. Oh, huh. These could probably kill you then, couldn't they? Well, like I said, I'm done carrying them. They're yours. The young man set the peanuts down on the empty seat next to him. The juices dribble out through the bottom of the bag and into the upholstery, instantly soaking it in peanut brine. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. Oh boy. Glad he's gone. And just like that, you're alone. The stranger's peanuts soaking into the seat across from you. You do your best to hold your breath as the bus rattles to your destination. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow, end of the line. Almost there. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk, though for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the door behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you in this place behind. Hey, Raven Rook. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. Yeah. Your smiles always had a special effect on people, even blood relatives. You flash a soft smile and give your condolences. Tabitha, it's so nice to finally meet you. I was sorry to hear about your mom. Thanks. For a brief moment, Tabitha is put at ease before she quickly straightens up, and the annoyance returns to her face. It might not have been much, but you can confidently notch up another victory, courtesy of the winning Ravenrook smile. Come on, let's go. I don't want to spend any more time here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. Well, that exchange went a little better than last time, since we used our General attractiveness as opposed to words. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Tip, dialogue, options labeled explore, yada yada. I've already done this. Okay. Let's see. Can't believe we've never actually met before. Yep, you have your mom to thank for that, or had, I guess. Ooh, let's go with mystical. I can sense a deep scar in our bloodline, a gaping maw intent on consuming itself to oblivion. I only hope we can mend it during our time together here. Great, good for you. I love it. KG. How you holding up? Fine. Phew, good to hear. For a second I was worried I'd have to talk about feelings, and that stuff is hard. Yeah, let's try to talk as little as possible while you're here. Oh boy. I guess we're both members of the Dead Moms Club now, huh? How insensitive. Yeah, I don't blame you, Tabitha. Your cousin turns to stare at you, and I see hatred in her eyes. Maybe this would have worked to ease the tension if she were someone else, but she isn't. She turns back to the road, her expression cold and unforgiving. I feel bad for the road. So, the funeral. It's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. Geez, that's almost a whole week. Need any help planning? Have you worked out all the details? Huh. Need any help planning? If you ever need help with errands or scheduling, feel free to ask. I know this stuff isn't easy. It's actually been fine, just needed the coffin and somebody to dig a hole. Alright, well, we've exhausted our options, so we'll remain silent. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up to the steep mountain road. And there she is. Ain't she a beaut? And here it is, the Scarlet estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you. Someone used to cramped apartments in gray cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. As soon as you enter, you're hit with a blast of dusty air. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself always sways in the wind. Well, I'm having trouble reading today. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. Cool, thanks. So you live here? It's beautiful. The place is falling apart. I thought y'all were loaded. I do think it's beautiful, and it's even in its state of ruin. It's beautiful. It is. The estate was the prize jewel of this region for a long time. It's quite a magnificent piece of architecture, even now. Let's just get the tour over with. Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears on the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here. But it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Tip. Some Explorer options prevent you from taking others. Choose carefully. Let's go with mystical as often as we can. I can feel the weight of the world pressing in on this place, as if the entire estate is a step away from crumbling to dust. Okay, geez, I get it. You think it's messy. I'll tell Janie to be more thorough this week, but you should know there's only so much anyone can do with a country house this old. It's always going to be a little grimy and worn, unlike your sleek city apartments. If a little dirt bothers you, you're going to have a rough time this week. Nah. Alright, what's next? Bathroom. Follow me. Great. It's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. Let's try it. Ooh, okay. Before following your cousin down the hall, you decide to pet the cat. She bites you hard and hisses violently. Tabitha sighs. As you've now learned, you should not pet Frou-Frou. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Come on, the bathroom awaits. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights, it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being, you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom. Not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. I love that line. It is a nasty, wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. Okay. Lift toilet seat. Well, I gotta go. Bugs scatter from the bowl as you lift. Use the facilities. A toilet is a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing, and this is as good a place as any. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer, before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old, dust, mildew, wood rot. It has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you'd better be grateful. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. I sense a heavy spiritual fog hanging over this room. People have died here, haven't they? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Obviously people have died here. Who used to sleep here? Like I said, this house is almost 150 years old. Many, many people have slept here. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. Tabitha is so funny. I guess I'll start getting settled. Follow me, I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect too much of me. Hey, are you sure you're doing okay? You seem kind of upset. I'm fine, I just need to get back to work. Okay. Alright, I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see, there's a lot that needs to get done this week. Oh wow, your cousin leaves through the front door. And now it's just you, and this sprawling, decrepit estate. Well I can't eat peanut butter because I decided that I'm allergic. Well. With Tabitha gone, there's no one stopping you from going into the forbidden wings of the estate. Yeah, let's see if we can use our mystical powers. Except for the locks and chains sealing them shut. Okay. Well, let's get a jelly sandwich going. You haven't had anything to eat all day. The only things louder than your stomach right now are the creaks and moans of this ancient place. You might not have told Tabitha about your peanut allergy, but a jelly sandwich will do just fine for now, or for how hungry you are. You head to the kitchen. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task given the state of the place, but the aggressive growls at your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. get started, you'll probably need some jelly, bread, a plate, and a knife. Ooh. Well. Check out the garden. Is there jelly in the garden? Perhaps a nice bread tree? This garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? Yes. You wander further into the garden. It's quiet out here. Okay. I suppose our curiosity has been sated. You head back inside and close the door behind you. The cat hisses as you draw near, but remains firmly in place. This is clearly Frou-Frou's spot on the counter. Okay, let's just back away. You back away from Frou-Frou. Try not to make any sudden movements. We'll search the fridge. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a note taped to the door reading, "Janie, stay out," in all caps. Below it, in separate handwriting, are the words, "Okie dokie." You open the fridge. You already feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you have yet to touch anything other than the handle. Okay. We'll just take the jelly. No need to steal someone's ice cream. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's recent. This was either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in this kitchen Tabitha actually uses. All you need now is a plate, a knife, and some bread. Better close the fridge and keep looking. You return to the kitchen, closing the fridge behind you. Let's search the pantry. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. Okay. We can take the peanut butter. Let's take the bread. You pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of bread. Great. One step closer to a satisfying snack. Cool. The only things you need now are a plate and a knife, which should be in the cupboard. You close the pantry door as best you can and turn back to the rest of the kitchen. This cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware and, oddly enough, the utensils. It reads, "I was blown away at Blowing Rock, North Carolina." So your aunt and cousin actually traveled sometimes, even if it was only a few hours from the estate. Maybe you can route your return trip through Blowing Rock. It might be nice to see the local sights before heading home. Let's try the shot glass now. It reads, "I survived Deb's 50th. Your aunt's name was Pearl Ann, so this wasn't from her 50th. From the few stories you'd heard from your mom, Pearl Ann wasn't the type to have kitschy friends who gave out themed shot glasses at their birthday parties." Okay. You grab a plate and a butter knife. This is the last ingredient you needed to make your jelly sandwich. Time to get to work. Exactly. No, we don't need a bowl. Let's not be wasteful. You close the cabinet and look back to the rest of the kitchen. I love it. Make that jelly sandwich. Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a jelly sandwich. Congratulations! You can feed yourself. Yes. Oh, I got an achievement. A job well done. This is like in Heavy Rain when you can make the omelet or whatever for your son. And like if you do the day perfectly, you get an achievement. All of that hassle and it took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. We can search the things we've already looked in. I'm done here. Congratulations, you've eaten and have a full day ahead of you. What do you want to do next? Let's settle into our room. Now that you've finally eaten, the aches and pains of your journey have started to sink deep into your bones. You stumble up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance to your room. Put your clothes in the... Oh boy. You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. An opossum lurks within. It is quiet but angry. Gently smack it. Pardon me. You gently close the drawer, leaving the marsupial in peace. This drawer belongs to the opossum and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, gotta respect it. You open the top drawer next. It's empty. As good a place as you'll find to put your clothes. Alright, based on the state of the house, you wonder if you'd have been better off keeping your clothes in your nice clean bag. But there's no going back now. Check the closet. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Pick up the doll. Yeah, why not? Of course, you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up and examine it more closely. Its foot reads property of Alexandra. No need to carry this around with you. What? What if I want to? You close the closet behind you. Look out the window. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you owned this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, and do whatever you needed to do to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the birdsong. Yeah, you'd definitely do that, just not right now. This must be an old relative of yours. Very old, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you'd barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so that's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet. Oh, I'll have to remember that name for when we do the library scene. The next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for conversation. Let's take a nap. You immediately collapse onto the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough as a small cloud of dust rises up from the mattress. These sheets might be fresh, but everything beneath them might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy, in strange places, and you can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. I guess I have to explore. Doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. Might as well head to town. Now that you're settled in, there's not much left for you to do here other than head out and explore the town. You do just that. Oh, urban explorer. Wonder why I got that. If you'd have known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate clean between the two of you, and bury some of the tension. Though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. It's really pretty out here. That's all. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as that guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Oh, hello, puppy. Gretchen, come back. Quit bothering. It skipped on its own. Oh, I haven't seen you around here before. Hot. The young woman is noticeably flustered by your appearance. Who wouldn't be? It's a phenomenon that you, as a hot, are all too familiar with. Sorry about Gretchen. She can be very slippery when she wants to be. Hope she didn't scare you. I love pugs. She's so cute. Thanks, she is cute. Sure, most of her teeth have fallen out. This is an excellent sound effect for the pug. Sure, most of her teeth have fallen out, and she's a couple of weird growths, but for a 17-year-old pug, she's pretty good. Too old for a pug. That's amazing. 17, that's incredible. It sure is. I'm hoping she beats the current record holder and makes it to 19. Yeah, notice her Mothman shirt. She's the one into cryptids. Or better yet, 20. The more time we get together, the better. Isn't that right, Gretch? How about I introduce myself so you won't be nervous? I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Let's see what my options are. Hi, I'm Ravenrook. You must be Tabby's cousin, right? That's the only person I can think of who would come to town for the funeral. How's she holding up? To be honest, I've been a little worried about her, all alone up in that big house. Mystical. She's in conflict with herself. Whoever I met today isn't the real Tabitha. I hope you mean that metaphorically. To tell you the truth, she's always been a little rough around the edges, but most people don't really catch on to that. It'll probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. Are you two friends? I was probably closer than most people have gotten to being able to call her a friend. The school here is really small, so everyone had to at least get along with everyone else. She's a grade ahead of me, but everyone knew her, especially since she's a Scarlet. We wound up bonding a bit when we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated and that was that. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for a coffee, and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. I guess I'm following her. Okay. Well, I'm going to stop things here, and pick it up next time, but I'm enjoying this, especially the mystical option, and obviously the hot option is pretty funny. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to a second playthrough of this to see what differences we get in the dialogue options. So I hope that you'll join me on this journey. But for now, toodaloo.